How did I even get the desire to become an image consultant? Well, obviously, being an image consultant, you have to take an interest in fashion. There are so many things that have contributed to my love for fashion and clothes, but the real deep answer that I had to kind of search for by means of my class that I was taking for image consulting, the instructor really wanted us to think about why we want to do this. If you can understand your why, start with your why, as the author Simon Sinek talks about, then that can really help you translate that idea to your clients, to your prospective customers. For me, here's my story. Growing up, I was always a pretty shy kid with many insecurities. Whether it was about my height, whether it was about wearing glasses since the age of 6, whether it was about having a huge head and a small body. I still got that. Whether it was about my family having poor times and not maybe receiving government assistance at times, not being able to buy the nicest clothes or the sneakers that I wanted. Whether it was me not being sought after by the girls at school and developing somewhat of a low view of myself because of all these things. It's a soup, it's a mixture, it's a mixed bag of emotions, right? But I had to trace all that back and start to peel the layers and realize that at a certain point, clothes, fashion began to help me gain more confidence in myself. Now, some may say, well, that's crazy. You should just inherently do the work, starting from the inward person, and then you'll have outward confidence. Sure, in an ideal world, perfect world, 100% correct. But what I've learned through my own story and also learning more about image consulting is that sometimes people have to see it to believe it. Sometimes people have to see it to believe it. What do I mean by that? Well, let's use this as an example. Let's take a shorter guy, insecure about himself, not quite sure how to dress. Maybe because of fashion, back in the day, everything was, when I was in high school, it was the tall tees, right? Y'all remember going to Foot Locker buying the 5 for $20 tall tees. Me being 5'3" at that time, probably, I had no business ever wearing a tall tee. That thing looked like a mini skirt on me. Horrible decision. Now, that may be a funny joke, but if a guy who is short, who's already insecure about his height, if he doesn't know how to dress to complement his body, well, he's going to continue to feel insecure about his height. If he doesn't learn how to put vertical stripes on himself to elongate his body, well, it might not help him see who he really is. Take a guy who's overweight, a little bit on the chunkier side, or what people would consider fat, right? And he has insecurities about this, but he's never been in a custom-made suit, a suit that fits his body, not the body he's going to have once he loses this weight, once he starts going to the gym or dieting, but a suit that fits his body currently. Because when he goes to the store, he's going to grab a suit off the rack. Normally, it's going to be way too big, and he's going to feel like a parachute. It's not going to fit his body. But if he had somebody to help guide him, to show him, hey man, yeah, you might be a little stocky in these areas, but man, let's get that suit fitting your frame that's made for you. Or even if it's not custom made, but it's altered to fit his body, Imagine the confidence that young man is going to have, or that old man is going to have. It's not just a young man's game. A lot of older people have insecurities. We all have them. So what I am in the job of learning how to do is to help increase people's confidence. But the way I can contribute to doing that, the way I can pass the ball to them so that they can score on that interview, that date, that trip, and make it a success and have the confidence they need, is sometimes they have to see it first to believe it. Now, does it change the person that they are? No. We all are who we are to the core. But sometimes we have to see it to believe it. So you take the short man, you put him in a nice suit or something that elongates his body, that makes him feel taller, more confident to walk around like he's 6'3". That's why I always joke and tell people I'm 6'3" in my mind. I keep telling myself that. But if you can do that for that individual, he's going to have a better day. He's going to project that confidence. You take the guy who's a little bit overweight and you put something on him that makes him feel confident, strong, a suit that fits him or an outfit that complements his body. Instead of wearing horizontal stripes, we give him something vertical too. Well, it's a success. That person is going to start to believe it. They're going to believe that they are the person that they have always been. Nothing has changed, but seeing it externally can help us with the internal. So yes, in theory, we should always work on the inside of ourselves internally. That's the core of what's going to address our issues. I'm not doubting that. I'm not refuting that. But the job as a barber and as an image consultant and many other professions is helping people to see who they really are, starting from the outside and then working internally. Some people have to see it to believe it.